Hi everyone and welcome to my 38-week pregnancy vlog. I'm officially full term according to my midwife's office, which is really nice because I know that the longer the baby stays in, the better chances of less complications basically. But at the same time, I'm kind of over it. I mean, wouldn't mind going to labor anytime soon. Because this is the longest I've ever been pregnant, you guys, and that's pretty exciting for me. With Logan, I was induced at 38 weeks exactly, and I had him at 38 weeks in 1 day, but that 1 day lasted 2 minutes because he was born 2 minutes after midnight. So this is pretty much exciting for me and really hard at the same time because you just don't know when this baby's gonna come, and I'm really impatient. So that's definitely a challenge. As for symptoms for this week, nothing really has changed. Everything kind of stays the same, except for the fact that I'm having a lot more Braxton Hicks contractions that are a little bit more frequent and a little bit more strong. And I actually had some really painful contractions on Wednesday. They started in the afternoon and I was kind of like feeling, I don't know, and they didn't feel like a real deal until after I put Logan down for the night. They started regulating a little bit more to where they were like 15 minutes apart. I have no idea how long, because the way I time my contractions is whenever one starts, I look at the clock and I'm like, oh, right now it is like 20:36. And then when the next one comes on, I look at the clock again, I'm like, oh, they're like 15 minutes apart right now. So I didn't really like time them, like how long they lasted, but I don't think they lasted for longer than 30 seconds. And I was like moving on the birthing ball, trying to get things going along, but nothing really happened. Like they didn't get closer together. So I ended up just going to bed at 11 o'clock and I slept. And next morning when I woke up, I was having contractions, but they weren't like frequent at all. Like they weren't something I would want to time. And we went to an indoor playground and I ended up bouncing on the bouncing house because I did still have contractions, but they weren't like any regular, or they didn't feel, they were like Braxton Hicks with pain basically. Nothing really like set in stone. And after that, after I kind of like had some fun with Logan on the bounce house, which I probably shouldn't have done, my contractions came every 6 minutes and they were lasting for about 30 seconds long. And I noticed that because I was in the car on the way back home and I could see the digital clock right in front of me, and I was like, oh, now 6 minutes, and then right on the 6 minute dot, my contractions got, or the contractions started, had a build up, leveled, and then it slowly faded off. And I counted a few times and like 30 seconds along, and it kind of started creeping me out. I was like, that went really fast. Like I went from like a contraction here and there to regularly 6 minutes contractions. And that's what it says on my like form from the midwife when to call them. If your contractions are 5 to 6 minutes apart in the last 45 seconds, you should call them, because that means that you're basically in full-blown labor with your second child. So I was like, that went really fast. But as soon as we got home, I was really tired. I was like, well, if it's real deal, then I'll come take a nap and I'll wake up and it'll still be there. If not, then it wasn't a real deal. And I woke up with still contractions. I even went on an hour walk with Logan because I was having like Braxton Hicks. He was like, well, maybe if I go on a walk, I will start again. Nope. So yeah, those faded off. I am still having like contractions here and there, but they're nothing compared to the last 2 days. So that's good because I can get some little bit more rest. I also had a midwife's appointment this week and I got some answers on my birthing tub pool issues. The midwife last week said that the birthing pool should go downstairs and we should have like a stretcher out in case I need to sit on the bed or like be checked or whatever. And I was like, what in the world? Like I thought I could just have it in my bedroom with my actual bed that's like up high and in my own comfortable room, not in the living room where there's barely, like, we have curtains but we couldn't like close it off. Like people would still be able to like look in. And this midwife was like, no, you can just have it in the bed. Like just set it up in the bedroom, it'll be fine. But this midwife was totally fine with us having it in the bedroom. Just like, it kind of just prefers on your midwife's preferences. And I was like, actually, if that's the case, then no, it doesn't depend on my midwife I'm having at that point. It depends on where I'm going to set up the pool. Because the midwife is supposed to like be there to support me, not to make me do something that I really don't feel comfortable with, which is birthing in the birthing tub in my living room, because that means everyone who's walking by can see me sitting in the birthing pool. Not fun. So that's at least a relief. And she checked for the baby. She was like, it's really low. I'm like, good. And everything else was fine. My blood pressure was still alright. I gained about half a pound in the last week, which is good. No, I gained a pound in the last week, which is good. You're supposed to gain about a pound a week. And baby was measuring right on track. Heartbeat sounded fine. Nothing really extra interesting happened during the midwife appointment. The only thing is because we talked about the birthing pool, she got so excited. She's not originally from London, but she worked in London, and in England, basically every labor and delivery room has a birthing pool in it. And they do a lot more birthing in the birthing pool to begin with. Like their percentages are way higher than in the Netherlands. So she was really excited for it, and we're going to try it. And she mentioned that if she could give us any type of advice if she's not on call during my labor. She said to start getting in the pool, so being in the pool by the time you're 5 centimeters dilated. So that means that as soon as my contractions start like regulate, like even if they were 8 minutes apart and they're regular for like an hour, set that birthing pool up, because with the second it's going to be so fast, and you want to have the time to like fill the birthing pool and actually sit in it before you have to go to labor, like push. You know, you don't want to be like 10 centimeters and like hop in the pool quickly, because then that kind of defeats the purpose of it, which I agree. You know, the birthing pool is to help you relax and to help soften things down low. So that was really good advice, and she was really excited about that. She was like, oh, I hope I have you. I hope I'm on call when you go into labor. So that was really sweet of her. And that's about it for my midwife appointment. As for things I'm going to do differently this week, like herb-wise, is I'm going to up my EPO and my red blood cell leaf tea capsules. Right now I was taking 3 EPO capsules. I was taking 1 early in the morning and 1 inserted for nap time and 1 inserted before I went to bed. And now I'm going to do the ones before I go to sleep. I do not 1 but 2 capsules. And I'm going to do the red raspberry leaf tea capsules. I did until now I took 3 in the morning and that was it. And I'm going to take 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon, the capsules, which is again the max I could have, so that's good. And I'm starting the cinnamon stick tea, which I tried yesterday because of the contractions that kept happening. It is pretty good, the tea, if you add a lot of sugar to it. Other than that, you just have to guzzle it because it's kind of gross without the sugar. But I did notice, like, yesterday I had contractions every 6 minutes, so it might work. So that's something we're going to do. None of these methods are going to send me into labor if my body's not ready, but it's going to help me prepare for labor. You know, just make sure that my cervix is nice and effaced, and maybe even a little bit dilated to keep my contractions strong and going, and just to make sure that baby's putting a lot of pressure on there. So that's what we're doing. And I think that's it for this video, so I'm going to show you guys the belly now. This is my 38-week belly from the side, from the side. So that's it for my 38-week pregnancy update. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.